James had been living a lonely life since he lost his wife, Claire, to an unexpected illness. Grief consumed him, and he spent years trying to move on without success. Every night, he relived the happy moments they had shared, trapped in the past. His apartment remained untouched, as if Claire were still there. Her mug sat on the shelf, her perfume lingered in the bathroom, and the letters they exchanged during their courtship were tucked away in a box at the back of the closet. One rainy afternoon, as he opened the mailbox, he found an old envelope, yellowed with time. His heart pounded when he saw the sender, Claire. But how was this possible? With trembling hands, he opened the letter. If you're reading this, it means 5 years have passed since I said goodbye. I know you've been living in the past, but it's time to move forward. My last wish for you is to live, fulfill our dreams, travel, love again. And when the time comes for us to reunite, I want to hear all your stories. With love, Claire. Tears came instantly. James felt a tightness in his chest, but for the first time in years, he also felt something different, hope. He read those words over and over, trying to understand what they meant for him. For years, he had avoided changing anything in his routine, as if moving forward would be a betrayal of Claire's memory. But now he wondered, what if she was right? What if he had been wasting the time he still had? That night, James pulled out the old suitcase he and Claire had bought together. Inside, there were still the plane tickets they never used, and the notes of destinations Claire had dreamed of visiting. The thought of leaving felt terrifying, but something inside him told him it was the right thing to do. The following week, he took a flight to Italy, the first destination on Claire's list. Rome was just as he had imagined, vibrant, chaotic, full of history. He stayed in a small hotel and, on the first day, visited the Colosseum. He remembered how Claire used to talk about the grandeur of the place, and for a moment he closed his eyes and imagined she was there beside him. The wind ruffled his hair, and he smiled for the first time in a long while. The next few days were filled with new experiences. He got lost in the streets of Florence, tasted dishes Claire had always wanted to try, and wrote in a journal everything he felt, as if he were talking to her. In Venice, he took a gondola ride and gazed at the starry sky, feeling a peace he hadn't felt in years. But it wasn't easy. Some nights, the loneliness weighed so heavily that he questioned whether he was doing the right thing. And it was in one of those moments, sitting by the Seine River in Paris, that he met Sophie, a French woman with a gentle smile and eyes that seemed to understand his pain. They talked for hours about life, loss, and new beginnings. Sophie had also lost someone special and knew what it was like to try to move on without feeling guilty. Over time, their friendship grew. Sophie encouraged him to keep traveling, to explore new places, and to find joy in small things. James realized that Claire hadn't just wanted him to travel. She had wanted him to find new meaning in his life. Months later, he returned home, a different man from the one who had left. He started painting again, a talent he had abandoned years before. Slowly, his home filled with colors and new memories. He still loved Claire, and always would, but he understood that true love never disappears. It transforms. And when he finally visited Claire's grave, he brought with him a notebook full of stories to share. "You were right," he said, placing a rose on the headstone. "I lived. Thank you for teaching me to love until the very end." And at that moment, he knew he was never truly alone. Their love would live on forever, not just in his memory, but in the way he chose to move forward.
If you enjoyed the story, please like and subscribe.